I've been asked this question numerous times in lots of different ways. And the constant is this: can I hide my activity on LinkedIn? And the answer is absolutely no. And what I want to spend this time with you is I want to help you understand why there is a great benefit in you participating in a social networking platform like LinkedIn. Social networking platform. Those are the words. That's what it's all about. I wrote this sentence down, this statement. The fundamental purpose of a social networking site is to create opportunities for the members to be able to connect and engage in conversations. It is not intended for members to join and remain hidden, as that contradicts the essence of social networking and reduces the benefits of those platforms, i.e. LinkedIn. Think about that for a minute. It's social networking. So with this in mind, let me share with you some other ideas. And that is, it's important to understand how you can manage your content on LinkedIn. First of all, you can post directly to LinkedIn whenever you want. Right here, start a post. And when you post, you can make a very deliberate decision to be 100% public, or you can decide to only share with your connections or into a group, or you can post as a company. But when you post as yourself, you're going to post typically anyone on or off of LinkedIn, and maybe, just maybe, you might post for connections only. The only reason that I feel there's value to post to just your connections is maybe if you have some offer or an invite that you only want your first level connections to go to. Beyond that, 100% public is what you want to do. Now, there are significant benefits to posting 100% public. First of all, it creates the greatest opportunity for your content to be seen by more and more people, which is what you want. You want your content seen by more and more people. Additionally, it creates the opportunity for lead generation because your content gets discovered, or for you to be discovered for other career opportunities. Again, based on what you are posting or engaging on. Now, here's the crux. Here's the issue. A lot of LinkedIn members struggle with this. They really do struggle with it. They want to stay in the dark. Now, first of all, in the context of your LinkedIn profile, make sure you're clear about this. Your LinkedIn profile is 100% public on LinkedIn, to those who are logged in LinkedIn. 100% public to your first level, your second level, these are people you're not connected with, but you have a mutual first level connection with. And third level, these are people that you're not connected with, you don't have mutual connections, but LinkedIn feels there's some relevance between you and them. So anybody in your, what I refer to as your overall network, first, second, and third level, can see your LinkedIn profile when they are logged into LinkedIn. Now, I get it. You can go to LinkedIn and you can make changes. And you say, I don't want people to be able to see everything about me. And so you can go to your edit your public profile. And when you edit your public profile, you can make decisions over here to edit your visibility for when people are not signed into LinkedIn, and you can decide to hide your profile picture, hide any of these sections of your LinkedIn profile. But that is only going to impact people who are not logged into LinkedIn. If you're logged into LinkedIn, there is no way to hide any portion of your LinkedIn profile. Now, the other thing that I hear time and time again is I do not want my boss to see what I post or comment on. Or I also hear this: I don't want to be judged by a potential client or employer because of what I share on LinkedIn. And sometimes I hear this: I want to be able to engage on content and manage who can see that. Now, again, I've already showed you the only thing you can do is change between anyone or connections only. You can't choose individuals. Yeah, you can go post into groups if you want to, but that's a whole other conversation. None of this is possible. You cannot decide, I don't want this guy to see it or that guy to see it or this guy to see it. Unless you block those individuals, and that may not be the most prudent thing. You block your boss on LinkedIn, he's going to believe there's something going on. So don't block your boss. It's not possible. Again, remember, it's social networking. That's what it's all about. There's an edict that I wrote a few years ago, and the edict goes like this. It says, I'll never act or speak or engage in any way that you don't want to be seen, heard, or perceived of in life. Let me repeat that. Never act, speak, or engage in any way that you don't want to be seen, heard, or perceived of in life. This edict has protected me from myself for many, many years. Now, with that in mind, I also ask this question: what are you engaging on that you don't want your boss to see or a potential employer to see? If you don't want your boss seeing that you're interested in a new career, never comment on posts relevant to a new career. Now, this doesn't mean you can't comment on content outside of your industry or outside of your company or something that's totally irrelevant to who you are today. But when you comment or engage, you shouldn't use words that publicly indicate you're looking for this kind of work. You should engage in that content in the context of that content, not in the context of, oops, I'm going to hide this, but I'm looking for a job. If you don't want your boss to discover that your philosophies are actually different than what he or she thought, then don't comment or reply in less than professional ways. Never comment in less than professional ways. Goes back to the edict that I spoke about earlier. Never do, say, or engage in any way you don't want to be seen, heard, or perceived of in life. Furthermore, if you don't want someone to perceive you in an ill way, never engage with trolls or someone who is clearly only looking for a newsfeed fight. Walk away, scroll away from that stuff as quickly as you can. If you don't want your boss to know you are not a fan of him or his company or the company, never criticize, condemn, or complain about him or the company. Ever. This is never a good idea to do on social media, in any written word or any spoken word in groups. Now, I get it. But by the way, one more last one I thought of too is if you don't want people to judge you negatively, don't show up that way. Period. Now, I call this common sense, but I get it. You weren't raised in the same home that I was raised in, so you have slightly different perspectives. Maybe not significantly, but different. You got to think of LinkedIn as a public venue full of people from all walks of life in different industries, the industry you're in, people who are in the roles that you're in and in different roles, maybe, customers and fellow employees, your peers, people who know you and people who do not yet know you. Here's a thought that I ran into a while back that I use every now and then because I think it's so important for us not to forget this. And that's the whole concept of first impressions. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Here's three others actually. First impressions last a lifetime. For you to change how someone feels about you in regards to their first impression, that takes time, and sometimes it can't be done. And lastly, first impressions may not be your last impression, but your words leave a deep, significant impact on those who read them. So think about your first impressions. And furthermore, think this way, that every time you post or you engage on LinkedIn, you are creating an opportunity to make a first impression with someone new. Take all precautions that you can take to ensure that that first impression is impactful and positive. And my last rant, hopefully guidance. Get over the fact that you cannot hide your activity on LinkedIn. It won't happen. And none of us who use LinkedIn as a business tool want it to happen. Rather, think about, what are you doing? What are you saying? What are you engaging on? How is it building your professional brand in your role today and maybe in other roles as you maybe are looking for other opportunities? If you don't want someone to see it, hear it, or perceive you in any way negatively, don't put it on social media or LinkedIn. Think about this for a minute. Think about the benefits of using a social networking site like LinkedIn versus getting all wrapped up about what you fear. Because often what we fear is of less importance to us than the real opportunity of being seen through social media. Thank you for letting me rant.